wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a minute since I've done one of these videos talking about if things were really that good that the beauty community hyped up, or if they were just popular. If you guys want to know more, let's go. Alright, if you haven't seen me do this video before, I've done one on eyeshadow, I've done one on foundation. Next category we're going to do is concealer, and basically it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm just going to go through concealers I've tried, that I bought because everyone said it was the next best thing since sliced bread, and let you know if I really think it really was the next best thing since sliced bread, or if it was just popular in the community that made most people go out and buy it. Now you already know I'm not that big on concealer anyway. You know, there are some people that are like, this concealer has to be the best. I'm not really that, but I've tried enough where we can go through this. So let's see. The Nars Natural Radiant Concealer. We're starting off strong in this one. It was really that good. Granted, I just got done saying I'm not someone who's really that big on concealer to begin with, but that is one. I've bought it multiple times. I do feel like it works best if you use it with other Nars products. I also love Nars foundations. Like Nars foundations and that concealer, they like this, they locked in. But I do use that concealer with other products, and it does wear well. I think because it is a pretty natural finish concealer. It says natural radiant. I feel like, you know, just like use a brighter shade and you'll still get that bright under eye look, but for the most part it's pretty natural concealer. It won't dry out your under eyes, anything like that. It doesn't crease too bad. I also believe, listen, if you got lines under your face, it's gonna crease. Some crease worse than others, but like I'm perfectly content with this area right here creasing because there's a crease for it to crease there. You know, like some products, you know, smile lines, they be creasing. I'm like, all right now, I know I got smile lines, but don't be doing all that. It works well as far as that goes. So no, Nars Natural Radiant Concealer, it was really that good. This one just shook up the beauty community. That is the Tarte, I almost said Nars again, Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Now listen, back in the day, they had me on that one, but also back in the day, like there weren't as many options. Even with the Nars Shape Tape, there weren't that many options. There weren't that many shades, right? That's why when they were coming out with the foundation, a lot of people were like, I was not surprised that the foundation shade range looked like that because the concealer shade range was lacking to begin with. Being an adult now, knowing what I know now and all the products I have tried in the like 8 years that I've been doing this, that thing was just popular. I don't care what nobody say. Even to this day, people still talk about it's the best thing. No, it's not. That thing is dry Sahara on the under eye. Absolutely, ooh, absolutely not. No, I just no. It was just popular. Okay, now I really liked the foundation for Maybelline Fit Me, and usually like when they have a, you know, like products like that, how there's the Good Apple foundation and there's the Good Apple concealer. I usually like trying the concealer if I've already tried the foundation, and I like it because usually they're meant to pair well together. So, you know, I think in my head I'll like it, right? But I'll say something after I talk about this next one. That is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I liked the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So I tried the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and again, people, especially back in the day, people really said like, oh, it's a Nars dupe, it's a Nars dupe. Listen, just because it's shaped in the same type of packaging, you know, like it's presented the same way, does not always make it a dupe, okay? Because this one gives very much so meh. Y'all know my tier. If I was ranking it, you know, can't sit with the she's cute meh, that's exactly where I would put this one. I know I just got done saying yes, the Nars one is a natural finish, so you can't really go wrong with this one. I feel like that's what Maybelline was trying to do with this, trying to make it that, you know, drugstore natural radiant dupe that's a natural finish on your face, but it just doesn't do it for me. It did, and that's one of those products I bought it multiple times thinking, okay, maybe it was me, like maybe I was the problem, I'll try it again. No, not saying it's a bad concealer, but just, you know, it's a meh concealer. Was it worth as popular as it was back in the day? I don't really think so. Funny enough, right next to that is the Maybelline, oh, what I was going to say before about the the foundation and concealer being from the same line, what I found is I think I only like that if they're not meant to be like the same type of finish. Like, you know, Maybelline Fit Me gives a little bit more of a natural finish. There's like a, you know, matte. Is there a Fit Me? There's a Fit Me matte, right? And then the concealer gives a little natural finish. I need the opposite. That's what I found. I'll do a little bit more of a, you know, natural finish, soft matte foundation, and then like full-blown matte concealer, or the opposite. Matte foundation, I need, you know, a little natural, maybe even a little radiant, dewy finish foundation. Just balance my face out, because like matte, natural, my face is like, okay, baby, like you're requiring us to do a little too much work on making sure this wears well throughout the day. So I've noticed that when it comes to brands putting out, you know, like full collections, you know, all-nighter foundation, concealer, all you guys get what I'm saying. But right next to that is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. Now, funny enough, this was really popular back in the day, and then all of a sudden people were like, I actually don't like the applicator of this, so no, it's not a good concealer. I have tried that concealer. I would say it was a good concealer. Some of it was popular, but I do prefer it over the Fit Me concealer. Again, a little bit more of a natural finish concealer, but I think it had like a little more coverage to it. I also noticed that I like that when it comes to concealers. I'll do a little bit more, you know, medium coverage foundation. I don't put that much foundation on to begin with, and then a more full coverage concealer. I think this one kind of helps achieve full coverage more without having to apply more makeup on your face. So I'd say it was a good concealer. If I had to think now, you know, like concealers I would like to have in my collection right now, if I don't have this, because I don't remember if I have this anymore or not, it would be one. I'd still want to have it. The Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. No, it was really good. It wasn't just because it was popular. To this day, she's a cute concealer. Again, if I am impressed by concealer, y'all know like I'm actually really impressed by it. It was one I definitely had to learn it. You know, it just, some products, like right off the gate, it's what you're used to, so it just works on your face. This one, definitely had to try it with other things, but I think this is the concealer that made me realize that's how I prefer concealer. You know, a little bit more full coverage on the face, and then use a more, you know, medium or what's the word before medium? There's medium, full, sheer, child. Sheer medium coverage foundation, a little bit more full coverage with this one. I feel like this is what KVD products would be like, not on crack, like not times 10. KVD products, you know, like they kind of pride themselves on being very full coverage. Like it'll cover a tattoo, it'll just be very full. The problem with that though is that a lot of times it's way too much on the face. Like you can feel the product on your face. A lot of times it's very matte products, so it's drying out your face. I feel like this is like that, but without the drying out and without all of that type of stuff, right? Like you get the coverage that you need, but it's comfortable wear throughout the day. So that's why I would prefer to go with this one. So this one, it wasn't just popular, it was actually really good. Now, I don't know if you could really consider the Good Apple concealer from KVD like a popular concealer, but since I just mentioned KVD, I'll throw this in here. I like that concealer. It's what I have on my face today. It's what I wear in a lot of my videos. And I feel like KVD needs to go in that direction. It is, you know, a little bit more of a full coverage concealer. It's not as thick as a lot of their products were back in the day. It's not drying on the under eye. I don't crease as much with that concealer. That's actually one that I think is kind of slept on. I mean, the KVD brand is kind of slept on in general for obvious reasons. But that's one I think is kind of slept on because I feel like people would actually really like that concealer if more people tried it. But I'm just throwing that in there. I don't think it was, you know, like a popular concealer. Okay, the Fenty concealer. No, it really is that good. Funny enough, I feel like the Fenty concealer is the kind of like the Nars concealer, but just a little more soft matte of a concealer. And kind of what I was just saying, how I prefer the opposites. I don't really like the Fenty concealer with the original foundation. Y'all know the original foundation is a matte foundation. The concealer from Fenty, the Pro Filter, is it Pro Filter concealer? I feel like it's a little soft matte. It's not necessarily like natural finish, but it's not matte either. That's why I'm putting it like soft matte type thing. But it does work really nice with like the other Fenty foundations that I've tried. The original Pro Filter, it starts pushing it. It starts pushing it with that one. But I also feel like that's another foundation that plays, another concealer that plays well with other products on the face. The Fenty concealer. Nars. I have Chanel on my face today. I've tried with the Mario one, but I don't break it out as much just because it is somewhere in between that, you know, natural, soft, not natural. When you've been talking for a long time, your thoughts literally just start to jumble. Medium full coverage. You know, like I said, I kind of prefer just a little bit more, like just leaning a little closer to full coverage as opposed to medium coverage. You could build it up, you could do all of that stuff, but you know, sometimes I need just a little more thickness, a little more coverage. But on days where I do want kind of like a simpler face, or like rushing, you know, things I know are going to get the job done, I can't really snap with this finger, I'll pull out that concealer. It's a good concealer. I feel like if you don't like the Pro Filter foundation, you'd probably like the concealer. The Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. Funny enough, I just saw someone recommending this on TikTok the other day. It was popular. Listen, that is one, I done tried to make it work. I've purchased it multiple times. I've received it from them in PR before, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's a sign, like give another chance. No, it just does not do it for me. That's one of the few, why do I keep saying foundation? That's one of the few concealers where I legit do not like how it looks on the face. Like, I just don't like how it looks. I don't know if it's like a texture thing. I don't like that concealer. I've tried. Would I try again, knowing myself? Probably yes, I would. But I don't know if it's the formula of it, because I feel like it gets a little bit more like a gel like formula, but I don't like it. Is that a bird? Or something float over a window? It was popular. You know, you see someone recommending, what is that? Okay, the Dior Skin Correct Concealer. No. Me and Dior and I have a love-hate relationship because I'm either really going to like the product or I'm really not going to like the product. And another problem I have with Dior, why we have this love-hate relationship, is even sometimes if I really do like the product, they put too much fragrance in their products and it breaks me out. And I have sensitive skin, so I end up not being able to use it. But y'all know I really like that Dior pressed powder. I tried the newest foundation that they launched last year. They might have launched one since then, but I tried that one that was popular last year and I liked it, but it broke me out. So when I saw the concealer, I was like, oh, maybe I like the concealer. No, it was giving like concrete. That's what it was giving to me on the face. And I think I broke out after I used it, so Dior. Okay, is it still, because ColourPop be taking like everything off their website. The Pretty Fresh concealer, I like that. It wasn't just popular. That's actually a very good concealer. I like that concealer on for lining your brows, especially if you don't want like too bright cleanup around your brows. That shade blends in really nicely. I think it also blends in because it's just a concealer that blends nicely on the face. If you use it on your under eye, it's almost like it just melts into your skin and gives you like that canvas type of under eye look. And again, like I said, the Pretty Fresh concealer is obviously part of the Pretty Fresh line. If you've tried the Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer, it's a tinted moisturizer. It's less coverage. It's not as thick of a product. And when you get the Pretty Fresh concealer, it's a little thicker, it's got more coverage, it just balances out nicely on the face, but it's also a concealer that plays well with other products when you mix it with them. I don't have creasing problems or as much smile lines when I use that concealer. I would say that's probably one of my more favorite concealers, still have it. And those days where I just pick it up and it's like, oh, why did I stop using it? Yeah, I'll probably stop using you because I just have a short attention span. But definitely a good concealer, not just popular. Okay, and let's do this last one, the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer. It is popular, but I feel like it's got a reason to be popular. I feel like this kind of reminds me, kind of the Too Faced concealer. Knowing e.l.f., this is probably supposed to be a dupe for a concealer. I'm just not sure which one is supposed to be a dupe for. Maybe it's supposed to be a dupe for Fenty. Because sometimes e.l.f. kind of mirrors the packaging around whatever it is they're trying to dupe. And if it is supposed to be kind of like Fenty, then that would kind of explain why I like it. But yeah, if you've noticed a pattern in this video when it comes to concealers, like if you don't crease up on me, if you don't dry out my under eye, because again, I got combo skin, and I feel like in general, like a lot of people are a little drier on the under eye area, so you're supposed to hydrate, you know, with your skincare products. You know, if you've got like a little bit more coverage or easier to build to full coverage if you're not straight up full coverage, I like it. If you blend well into the face, if you play nice with other brands products, not just your brand's products, I like it. And that one falls, like it hits every check mark that I just said on that concealer. So that one wasn't just popular, it's actually a really good concealer. And yeah, I don't know how many I just talked about, but I feel like I've been talking for a minute. Again, so much so that my thoughts are starting to jumble together because it's not the first video that I filmed today. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what some of your thoughts are on the concealers I talked about in today's video. Let me know concealers I didn't talk about in today's video if you think they were just popular, or if you really like them. Let me know, because I'm always in the market to try a new product. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.